and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy. I am the dyer behind Stress Knits Yarns, and I'm coming to you from Detroit, Michigan, where I live with my husband Doug, our daughter Eliza, and our pug Esther. It is September 9th, 2022, and I am going to be talking to you all about what I have been making in the month of August and what I hope to make in the month of September. So it's been a little crazy around here. I shattered my phone during a dinner time ice cream disagreement with Eliza. It dropped out of my pocket and shattered everywhere. And so I haven't been able to vlog for a few weeks now. And Doug just went and got me a new phone yesterday. So we finally had time to deal with it, and he did that for me. And I'm so excited because I can finally bring to you what I've been working on. And I'm just gonna do a little recap of my summer, because why not? So it was a pretty laid back summer. I was only working part-time, which was a complete gift. I was able to only work Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I work at a school. I'm a student coordinator for our school. And think about like an academic advisor, school counselor-y type position, but it's not called that. And during the summer, it's a little bit slower. Not as many kids are doing work. So I was able to go down to part-time because we had some issues with childcare. Anyone with kids under school age probably really understands how difficult childcare has been in the COVID times. So I was able to be the childcare for Eliza, and Doug also was the childcare on the days that I couldn't be here. So it was very good, and also my mom was wonderful too. So that was really nice. And then we just got back from a little weekend vacation. We left on a Friday, got in a little late after sunset to Grand Haven, Michigan, which is on the west coast of the state. This Michigan, it's like right over here, and it's beautiful. It's a beach town. It's got a lot of good food, some cute shops, and a really nice beach on Lake Michigan. And the thing that I love about Lake Michigan, so I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never seen an ocean with my own eyeballs. But the thing about Lake Michigan is it's huge, and it's just huge. And then Esther, hey Bubba, she hit my Skein pedal. It's like a sewing pedal. But you don't have to worry about sharks, you don't have to worry about jellyfish or anything like that. So that's really nice, especially when you have a toddler with you. And that stuff freaks me out. And I know it'd be fine, and I really want to go to an ocean, hopefully next summer. But it was just really beautiful. We played all day in the sun on the beach from about 9:30 to 4 in the afternoon. We had corn dogs from this little stand out there, and it was just a really lovely trip. Eliza played in the water and on the beach the entire day. She never wanted to stop. So Doug and I were taking turns, and we were all out there together sometimes, and it was just really nice. And if you are interested, there is a vlog over on my Patreon, which is a place where I put extra content. It was really quiet last month because of the shattered phone and getting ready for school. But I'm back to it, and now I have Fridays to myself because I have a preschooler. And I only work Monday through Thursday. We're a 4-day-a-week school, which is really nice. 3-day weekends are definitely the way to go. I think everybody should get them. It's wonderful. And so now I have Friday. So Doug is taking her to school right now. And so I thought I would sit down and do a little video. So I have a lot of feelings. I have a preschooler who the day started off really strong. She like ran into the school. She was really excited to go yesterday, but she didn't have the greatest day. So I hope she settles in quickly and feels comfortable quickly, because I know for a lot of kids and Eliza, it's hard to settle into those new routines and new people fast. So I've been working with her teacher on some things to try, and hopefully between the two of us, we'll figure something out that makes her really happy. But I'm just excited that she's getting this experience, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I am drinking because it is September 9th and you can't tell me anything. I am drinking a grande shaken espresso with oat milk, no classic, and 1 pump of pumpkin spice because they were out of cold brew and I couldn't get my pump of pumpkin spice in my cold brew. So I went with this, and it's delicious. I am also burning a candle. It's called Sweater Weather. I'm not a huge fan of Bath & Body Works candles, but this is one of those scents that I do for like the month of September and October. It's so good. It's like appley and fall without being like sickly sweet. So I'm very into it. Okay, you're here for knitting though, right? So let's talk about knitting. I have finished 2 things in the month of August. I don't have one of them with me. That is my Mooncrush tank because my wonderful friend Beth, she is seaming it for me and then sending it back to me. And I am forever thankful because I laid it out and I was getting ready to seam it and I like pinned everything together and I started doing the mattress stitch and I hated doing it, and 2, it looked awful. And I mentioned to her, I was like, oh man, like, I don't know if this is ever going to get finished. I asked Doug to do it. And he wants nothing to do with it. And she was like, well, I can do it. And I was like, Beth, you don't have to do this. This is too much work. So I sent her the pieces and some skeins of Spincycle yarn as a thank you. And she's also, she also wanted, before I sent the Spincycle, she wanted some stress knits. So we're also going to be doing that. So I'm just very excited that I have a friend that likes my yarn enough to seam a project for me because, oh man, I don't know if I will ever knit anything seamed ever again because I have no desire to do the mattress stitch. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. So I will show that to you probably next time or whenever that arrives. I'm in no rush, Beth. No rush. Take your time. Even if it's done, you don't have to send it right now. Just take your time. School is stressful. Okay. The other thing I finished is my Throwover by Andrea Mowry. Oh, the Mooncrush tank is by Jacqueline Cieslak. It is in Tarja and it's beautiful. I knit mine out of Purl, Soho, linen, quill in 3 colors, but I'll talk about that later. If you want to see that, I think the last episode has the project, so feel free to check that out if you haven't seen it already. But the other thing I knit and finished is my Throwover by Andrea Mowry. And here it is, blocked, ends woven in, done. So I'm not wearing this right now because it's still a little warm and I got my COVID booster, and anything tight around my armpit, I mean, it's not tight around my armpit, but I don't want anything to touch my armpit right now because I get a swollen lymph node in the arm that I got my booster in every time, and it's fine. It's a normal thing, but it's uncomfortable, so I try not to wear anything close fitting. Okay, so this is the Throwover. This is something that I have already knit, but I lost it when our basement flooded a little over a year ago. And I loved this sweater so much that I decided to knit another one. But some things changed since the last time Esther. Hey, Bubba, you're okay. She's just scratching at the floor. Some things changed since I knit the last one. I decided to go up a size to a size 6, and I'm so glad I did because I was a little silly and I decided not to do a gauge swatch because I knit one and I knit a size 5 and it was fitted and it fit really well, and the gauge was a little small, but it was fine because I knit it and it was more fitted than I wanted it to be. So I was like, oh, I will just knit a size 6 and everything will be fine. Nope, my gauge is tighter on this one than my original. And my size, my body has gotten a little bit smaller, so it's just funny that I knit a bigger sweater. I have a tighter gauge and it fits almost exactly the same as the other one. And I blocked it, not like crazy aggressive, like I wasn't going to do this, but I wanted the color work to look nice. And it fits well. I will be wearing it this fall, but it's not the oversized fit that I wanted. And I am debating knitting another one and like gauge swatching and making sure that it's going to be oversized, because I love the sweater and I think it's super fun. I'm thinking about knitting one for Christmas in Christmassy colors. I have some dark green, my Mountain Mama colorway in worsted that I think would look really nice. So the colors, I knit this out of Stress Knits yarn, which is my hand-dyed yarn. In Sunflower is the main color. It's this golden yellow. And then I knit it, the 3 contrast colors are Palm Lines, which is my Barely There pink, Eloise, which is this beautiful brownie pink, and Pillow Mint, which is a bluey mint. And I love this color combination. This is very much my colors all the time for the past few years. So I know I'm excited. Hopefully I'll be wearing it next time. Maybe it'll be cool enough. I'm hoping in October it'll be nice and cool. Yeah, but I love it. So Throwover, I highly recommend. This is the second one I've knit, and I definitely think I will be knitting another one, probably in greens and like terracotta pinks for Christmas. There's my finished objects. Now, let's talk about stuff you've already seen. So I am obviously, I say obviously because I feel like I'm one of a few vloggers here on YouTube that are knitting based, that are obsessed with the half and half triangles wrap. I have a tutorial and I'm so glad you guys are still enjoying it. So I have a tutorial. If you hear those pug sounds, it's just Esther behind me. I don't know if you can see her. No, you can't. Okay. But this is my comfort knit. I will probably always have one on the needles. I have a bunch of linen quill in my stash, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this is number 5 that I've knit, 4th for myself. So, because I knit one for my mom. And I love this. So I thought I would be further along. I thought this might even be done by the time we spoke, but I really just have been so stressed out with work and Eliza starting school. So work is stressful because it's the beginning of the school year and it's my busiest time of year. And then Eliza's starting preschool, and that's a big deal. And I wanted to be like really present with her the last few weeks to make sure that she was doing okay. And my knitting just decided to take a time out, and that's okay, right? We don't have to be knitting every hour of every day. So this is the Half and Half Triangles Wrap by Purl Soho. Everything I talk about will be linked below in the description box. And the Half and Half Triangles Wrap by Purl Soho is a free pattern on Purl Soho's website, and it is 2 garter stitch triangles that make a giant square, and it's worked in short rows. And if you are confused about the wraps and turns, I have a tutorial for it, which I will also link. So again, this is number 5 for me, and I think I keep wanting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is my 5th. So the colors that I'm using, the first color was Lavender Opal, and it's this beautiful grayish purple lavender situation that I love. So Lavender Opal. I don't know if you could put Earl Grey as a color, Earl Grey. That's what it reminds me of, is Earl Grey, but Lavender Opal. And then Butterscotch Yellow, which is back in stock on Purl Soho's website. So if you love Butterscotch Yellow, it's been gone for like a year and a half. It is back. So if you are in love with Butterscotch Yellow like I am, It is there. And it's also on sale through Saturday. So, Linden Quill. It is alpaca, wool, and linen blend. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but it is lovely. Some people find it scratchy. I tend to be pretty sensitive, but I just love the texture so much, and I love the way the wrap feels when it's done. So I am on ball number 2, so this is where I'm at. So I've knit quite a bit. I don't know if you can see all of that. I've knit quite a bit, but I still have 102 grams left of this skein, and then I use about 40 to 60 grams on my second skein, depending on my gauge. I think I'm using a US, I don't know. This feels like a 5. This feels like a US 5. And I've gotten a lot of questions about what size needle I use. I use either a 4 or a 5. I'm a tight knitter, so I always go up a needle size or 2. And it really just depends on what I have on hand, what I can find easily when I want to start one of these. I don't fuss about it because it's not something that needs to fit my body in a specific way, and it is a giant piece of fabric. And so the whole point is to wrap it around you, and I always knit the largest size, which for me with my gauge turns out to be about 2.5 skeins of each color. And then I use a 32-inch cord or a 40-inch cord. Again, depending on what I have, I'm not fussy. I want this project to be as stress-free as possible. So that is my half and half triangles wrap, but very exciting news. So I thought I knew what my half and half 6 was going to be, but Purl Soho threw me a curveball, and they released 5 new colorways for Linen Quill that are in my color palette. There is a new neutral. I think it's like a cooler oatmeal situation. It's beautiful. I did not order that one, but I did order the other 4, so I'll show that to you soon. So I ordered, there's one called Baked Earth, which is the most beautiful terracotta, pink, orange, brown color, which is my favorite color in the whole world. There is a Burnt Sienna, which is a dark golden brown yellow. There is a green, it's like a green yellow, I forget, golden green, something like that. I forget the colorway name, but it's this like scummy green yellow color that I love. And then there is Robin's Egg Blue or Bird Egg Blue, something like that. And it is the perfect minty blue color that I adore. So those are coming in the mail. I ordered them last night when I saw the colors. And my next half and half wrap is going to probably include Baked Earth. I'm not sure yet, but I think that's going to fit my vibe for the fall winter that I will probably be knitting this next wrap in. And then next spring, I will do the one that I was planning on doing, which is my honey pink and turmeric yellow. Turmeric yellow. Yes, turmeric yellow. Brain is not working. Okay. So that is the half and half triangles wrap. I could honestly talk about it forever, and I probably will have another episode on it here when the new colorways come out, because I love talking about color combos. I think it's super fun. So, this is a project that I'm going to be focusing on a lot for the next 2 weeks. My goal is to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but 20 grams a day. 20 grams a day. So that means I could finish this before Doug and I go to New York in 2 weeks. So that's the goal. Will I make it? I don't know. I don't want to wear it in New York, but I want to start another one for the flight, even though the flight's only an hour, but we'll see. My half and half triangles wrap. Now we're going to talk about stuff that you haven't seen. So I'm going to talk about the project that I know for sure I'm continuing on with first. And that is my EZV by Caitlin Hunter. And yeah, I'm not super far on it because I could not decide on my contrast colors. So this is a sweater I'm knitting because my favorite sweater that I've ever knit for myself, I have two of them. One is Woodwardia by Lydia Gluck, which I will be reknitting at some point soon. And the second is the Ingles by Caitlin Hunter. And I just really love the silhouette. And this has a very similar silhouette to the Ingles, but with a little slouchy V-neck moment that I am really in love with right now. The off the shoulder, cozy, oversized thing. Very into it. So I am using, do I have? Yes, I do. This is, I always forget the brand. Forget the brand, but this is Gilliatt by, do we have it on here? Rerum Natura. And it is a beautiful woolly wool. I don't know, it's beautiful and I love it. But this is Gilliatt. It is worsted weight, and this is the colorway Poivre Blanc. I think this is French, and I took French for a gazillion years from high school to college, and the Poivre is a word that I've said so many times in my head that I don't know how to say it out loud correctly anymore. So I think it's Poivre Blanc though. It's 100% wool. It's beautiful. I really like it. I got this from La Mercerie. I ordered it online. But that is the main color. So it's just this beautiful creamy situation. You can see the shaping maybe here. Yes. So this is your neckline. All of my stitch markers are Hello Lavender. This is my favorite. Her little retro rainbow. A little backwards, but it's my absolute favorite. So this calls for 3 colorways of Spincycle Dream State, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out what I wanted to do. Originally, I was going to do like Rusted Rainbow. Here, let me show you. These were the colors that I was thinking about. So we have like Rusted Rainbow, this Ghost Ranch that is beautiful, Mississippi Marsala, Rosy Maple, Stay Ready. So like I was thinking about pulling 3 of these and doing the color work, and I still might, but I have the 3 most perfect skeins of Deep Bump, Miss Me, and Salty Dog. So I'm thinking about doing it this way. Like, hello. Doing it this way. Or maybe with the yellow in the middle. Or the yellow on top. But I think that I like, sorry, I thought Doug was home. I think I like this way the best, or with the yellow in the middle. But if I do the yellow in the middle, I feel like the pink needs to be on top. Ooh, this might be it. This might be it. So this is the color work. Yes, that's how I'm gonna do it. Perfect, thank you for helping. Yeah, so I'm gonna wind this up and get started on the color work portion. And I'm really excited. I think this is going to be really good. I really like it. So this is something I'm for sure finishing, and we'll hopefully have some progress that's a little bit more exciting than the neckline to show you next time. Okay, so that is EZV by Caitlin Hunter. I'm knitting the 52-inch size. I think I'll put the size below. Oh, the other thing you've seen that I've been working on because I really want this finished object is my pressed flower shell by Amy Christoffers. Nothing more to really say about it except for I'm working on it again. I'm almost done with another flower repeat, but here it is. And it is just so beautiful on camera. It makes me so happy, and I really cannot wait to have this wrapped around this fall and winter. So that's something that I like. This is really priority with the half and half wrap. So when my brain wants to work a little bit more, I'm working on this. When my brain wants to work not at all, I work on the half and half triangles wrap. So this is using Stress Knits, my hand-dyed yarn, the DK base, which is one of my favorites. It's 100% superwash merino, and the contrast color is Palm Lines, which is the Barely There pink. And the main color is this beautiful sunflower, which is brownie gold and perfection. So yes, I'm very excited to have this done, and I'm getting there. I do think I'm going to do an extra repeat to make it a little bit bigger to make myself happy. So, but I did get really sick of this for a little bit, so it took a big break, and now that the weather is starting to cool off a little bit, I really want to work on it. So that is the pressed flower shell. And then the two new cast-ons that I'm not 100% sure. I know for sure I'm frogging one, and then there's one I might frog. So let's talk about the one I might frog. This is my Alpenglow by Andrea Mowry. It is her Rhinebeck sweater for 2022. I am not going to Rhinebeck. I've gotten that question a lot. I'm not there yet. So I'm not going to Rhinebeck, but I did really love this sweater, and I still do really love this sweater, but I'm on the fence about working on it. I'm on the fence about finishing it. So I have done the neckline, and the pattern calls for you to start and do the neckline later after you knit the body, but I hate picking up neckbands, so I just knit one. And I'm going to start from there. So I will eventually fold this over as the pattern calls for. Yeah, so this is the neckband, and then this is where I'm stuck. So I do really love this rusty orange color up by my neck. I really like it. The original plan was to have this up by my neck, but I thought it was going to be a bit much, and I didn't want it to be a bit much. So I decided to omit the other contrast color and just go straight into the Spincycle, which this is Ghost Ranch. Also, this is like the most perfect Ghost Ranch ever. Go into Ghost Ranch, and then the main body is this one. So this is the Magpie Fibers and Spincycle collaboration called Dyed in the Skein. So it's Spincycle yarn with Magpie colorways, and I've never had Magpie before, so I was very excited. And also, I love this base. It is beautiful. Here's the Magpie Spincycle. This is Bougie Beaver, which is my main color. This is Spicy Beaver, and this is Mint Condition. And I love these colors together, but I don't love this super close to my face. So part of me is thinking, going from here, doing where the fuzzy bit is supposed to be in this, and then starting the body. But I think this just kind of ruins the vibe that I'm going for. So I think I'm going to omit that, do the little chevron-y situation in Ghost Ranch and then start with the mane. I think that's going to make me happier, but I'm still not sure. So I'm just kind of putting it in timeout for right now. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. So that's why it is in timeout, but I love the yarn. I love the pattern. I just don't know what I want to do. So it's in timeout. The other thing, which I am for sure frogging, and the only reason I have not frogged it yet is because I did a lot of work on it and I wanted to talk to you about it before I frogged it. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you probably saw me cast on for something and I was really excited about it. And that is the Great Gingham by Jessie May Designs. Oh, this is such a shame. Okay. So I love the pattern. I picked the wrong yarn for this pattern. I chose Brooklyn Tweed Loft in the Artifact colorway, which is a very special yarn for me. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but it is not right with the Spincycle, and I'm using Spincycle Miss Me. So this was the idea, and I really loved it, and it was gonna be like a holiday sweater. Let me show you how much I've done. And we can cry about it together. So here's the body. And I have one full sleeve. And the thing that makes me so sad is it is so beautiful. It truly is beautiful, and I just really thought it'd be a beautiful holiday sweater. But the Brooklyn Tweed Loft is just not right for this pattern. It's really bothering me in the body, the way this is like rippling and flaring and it's not tight enough. My gauge was off for the ribbing, and I also started the second sleeve. It's just really bothering me, and so it was bothering me in the sleeve, and I was like, just finish the sleeve and go from there. So I finished the sleeve and I was like, okay, I actually really liked how the sleeve turned out. Let's start on the body. And the second I started the color work section, I was like, no, this is just not right. And the sweater is beautiful and it's going to take me some time to knit. And so I decided to frog it. So we're going to take it off the needles while I'm talking to you about it. I am saving the yarn. Don't worry. Don't worry. Also, I've been sitting on this decision for about 2 weeks, so I'm like pretty set in frogging it, so don't stress. Also, I think I was knitting a size too big, so that's another part of it. Because maybe if the size was good, I would have been fine. I'll show you. It's just too big. I think I was knitting a size 6. Because I wanted this to have some ease to it, because that's how I prefer everything that I wear, is with ease. It's just not right. Yes, so I ordered some more of the dyed in the skein in like a neutral gray color. And I think that's going to be better. And I don't know if I'm going to use Miss Me. I really love this. I don't know if I'm going to use it though. So that's still on the fence. Yeah, this is, maybe it'd have been fine. Oh, it'd have probably been fine. But the band looks sloppy and I just don't want the sweater to be sloppy. So I'm going to gauge swatch and do some more thinking about this. And this might be a next year cast on or maybe in the winter, but I definitely want a Great Gingham, it just wasn't right, and that's okay. And it was stressing me out being on the needles. It was just taking up some space, but I will be repurposing the Brooklyn Tweed. I think I'm going to re-knit the Wool and Honey by Andrea Mowry. I knit one before. The size was too big for me. I didn't gauge. I just kind of guessed, and yeah, it just didn't work out. So I really love that sweater, And I really love this yarn, so I'm really just going to, yeah, knit something else with it because I love it and it needs to be perfect because it's special. So that's what I've been working on. I didn't think I would have 35 minutes of content, but here we are. I did want to talk about what I've been reading because I'm getting back into reading and my heart is so happy. College kind of took reading, like the fun out of reading for me. I didn't say words well, but yeah, it was a lot of reading my last semester of college, my last year of college, really. I read probably about 30 books in a semester, and it was too much. It was too stressful, and reading was no longer fun. And I was also really pushing myself to read more like stuffy, highbrow books, which is so silly. Like, it's so dumb. And so I have finally given into the fact that I really enjoy memoirs, and books that I've enjoyed in my adult life have always been memoirs or fictionalized memoirs and autobiographies. So I've really given into that. So I just finished Wild by Cheryl Strayed, and it was wonderful. It was really delightful. And then what I'm reading right now is In the Shadow of the Mountain by Sylvia Vasquez Lovato. And I think this book came out in February. Let me double check. Yeah, 2022. So this book just came out this year, and Selena Gomez is making a movie. There was sand everywhere. That's okay, because I was reading this on the beach. I will say, so I do recommend this book, but there are a lot of trigger warnings in this book, or for this book. So there is some sexual assault, some child abuse, spousal abuse, and yeah, not great. But a lot of it is on the back, and a lot of it, when that stuff comes up, it is very difficult to read at times. But it is mirrored with this amazing journey of her climbing Mount Everest, which is insane. So she's currently hiking to base camp, which is a crazy long hike in the mountains where you're reaching high elevations. And she's doing it with a bunch of other survivors from a shelter in Nepal, I think. And it is just this beautiful, I don't know, it's this beautiful book of triumph and sisterhood and, you know, just being more than your trauma, which is, I think, a hard thing to do. So it is just this really beautiful, inspiring book. And I don't know, I've always really been interested in hiking to Everest Base Camp since I was a little kid. And I have always, because I would never climb Mount Everest, it scares the crap out of me, but I've always wanted to be there and just feel the energy of the Himalayas, if that makes any sense. It sounds so stupid. But that is like one of those I would really love to hike to Everest Base Camp at some point in my life. And talking about like the first seeing the Himalayas and first seeing Everest, and it is just beautiful. So I am on page 129 right now, and this took a little bit of a backseat the past 2 days because of school, but I am back. I'm going to be reading some today, and it is just, it's incredible. I really, really love it, and if you're going to be okay reading it, I definitely recommend this to everyone. It is incredibly beautiful. So, In the Shadow of the Mountain, very, very good. I don't know. I don't really have much to say. So, Stress Knits news. I am working on winter countdowns, and that is going well. it's just a lot of work. So other stress knit stuff obviously gets pushed to the back burner. But now that I have Fridays, I'm going to be spending a lot of those leading up to the winter countdown, shipping in end of October, early November, just working on winter countdowns. And I'm very excited to have some time to do that. So as I'm working on, I'm also working on some semi-solids. So we've got some stuff going on here, and I'm hoping to have an update soon. It really is just there's not enough hours in the day to do everything. And I know a lot of you understand that, but I also know a lot of you are disappointed in that. But I can only do so much, and I need to also remember to take care of myself, because last year I really ran myself into the ground and it was not good. So I'm trying to avoid that this fall. Yeah, so just I really hope it's okay that you're waiting for like a regular shop update so that I can fulfill promises that I made months ago, because that has to come first. And yeah, I think that's it. This is way longer than I was planning on it being. Doug should be home any minute from dropping Eliza off at school. So I will talk to you next time. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you're working on. Anything that you really want to cast on. Did you buy any of Purl Soho's new colorways? I want to know because I love them. So it was really good catching up with you, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.